Good evening. Michael Olise breaks Pele's record at the World Cup. Leon Goretzka leaves Bayern as a free agent. One man arrives, another goes. That is how it works. In the DRC, Ebola spreads while aid dries up. In California, a family keeps ranching on land they sold. What you can hold on to and what slips away. A Premier League club is preparing to make a major signing without paying a transfer fee. Leon Goretzka is set to join on a free transfer. The midfielder has left Bayern Munich. The German international spent 7 years at the Bundesliga club. He made more than 200 appearances for Bayern during that time. His contract has now expired. That means any club can sign him without paying a fee to his former team. Goretzka won multiple league titles and the Champions League during his spell in Munich. He's also a full international for Germany. The move would represent a significant coup for whichever Premier League side completes the deal. talkSPORT reported this. Nigeria has qualified for the Olympic Games in beach volleyball for the first time. The women's team beat Morocco 2-0 in the final of the Continental Championship in Alexandria on Saturday. It was the African Beach Volleyball Championship. The win sends Nigeria to the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. Morocco had been hoping to claim the continental spot themselves. Both teams were competing in Egypt. The Nigerian pair will now prepare for their first appearance at an Olympic Games in the sport. Vanguard reported this. A political newcomer stumbled badly during a recent debate over foreign policy questions. President Donald Trump has been pushing hard to get her elected to office, but critics are now calling her woefully underprepared for the role. The candidate is named Graham. She made what observers are describing as a significant misstep when discussing international affairs. Her performance revealed her inexperience on the national stage. Trump continues working to propel her campaign forward despite the rocky showing. The debate has given ammunition to those who question whether she's ready for the position she's seeking. Politico reported this. A father has left his 7-year-old son alone on Mount Fuji in Japan after the boy became tired during a hike. The man had taken both of his sons on the trip up the mountain. When one child couldn't continue, he was left behind. The incident has been reported, though it's not clear how long the boy was alone or what condition he was in when found. Mount Fuji is Japan's highest peak. It attracts climbers from around the world but presents serious risks, particularly for young children. BBC World reported this. A racetrack has been set up on the National Mall in Washington. It's there for the Freedom 250 Grand Prix, an IndyCar event running through the heart of the capital. Damian Paletta went to see it. He's the Washington coverage chief for the Journal. He got to ride shotgun in a Corvette on the track just before the race. The circuit winds past some of America's most recognizable monuments. Drivers will be racing at high speed where tourists normally stroll. It's an unusual sight for Washington. The city doesn't often host motorsports events, especially not on the National Mall itself. WSJ World reported this. The first story, they built a racetrack on the National Mall. A reporter rode in a Corvette where tourists usually stand. The second, a family in California sold their land to the government but kept the cattle on it. A California family has sold nearly 900 acres of their ranch to the National Park Service, but they've kept the right to continue ranching on the land. The deal involved 890 acres. The family sold the property while maintaining their ability to work it, as they always have. It's an unusual arrangement. Most land sales to the Park Service mean the end of private use. This approach lets conservation and traditional ranching exist side by side. The family gets to preserve their way of life. The public gets protected open space. The agreement shows there are ways to protect land without forcing families off it entirely. Times of India reported this. Mexico has a new top export to the United States. Servers for artificial intelligence have overtaken cars as the country's biggest product heading north across the border. Cars had held that position for decades. The shift marks a significant change in the trade relationship between the two countries. The CEO of Mexico News Daily has written an analysis explaining what's driving this transformation. The rise of AI technology has created massive demand for the specialized servers that power it. Mexico has positioned itself to meet that need. The change reflects how quickly the AI boom is reshaping global manufacturing and trade patterns. Mexico News Daily reported this. A Bayern Munich player has just broken one of football's most celebrated records at the World Cup finals. Winner Michael Olise recorded more assists than any player in the history of the tournament. He was playing for France. The previous record belonged to Pelé. Olise is now back in Germany, preparing to return to action in the Bundesliga. His performances at the World Cup have raised expectations around what he might achieve with his club this season. Bayern signed him before the tournament began. Bundesliga reported this. A troubling health condition linked to marijuana use is on the rise among young people. It's called scromining. That's a combination of screaming and vomiting, which describes exactly what happens to those affected. A new study has found cases are spiking among teenagers and young adults. The syndrome has been connected to chronic marijuana use for some time, but researchers are now seeing more instances of it in this age group. The condition appears to be tied to regular long-term cannabis consumption. Doctors have been tracking it as marijuana has become more widely available and potent in recent years. The Hill reported this. An Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of the Congo has been growing for months. Health experts warn it could become larger than the epidemic that killed thousands across West Africa between 2014 and 2016. The DRC is one of the world's poorest countries. The crisis there has reached this scale partly because of changes in how America approaches international aid. The Trump administration has adopted what it calls an America First policy. That approach has affected the response to the outbreak. Health officials have been sounding the alarm about the situation for some time. The country now faces a public health emergency that could match or exceed the worst Ebola crisis in recent history. Guardian Africa reported this.